Hello everybody, and welcome to the Video Game Chronicles. Of course, I did an assembly of this particular cabinet, and I talked about an update with this cabinet in which I got this particular thing fixed, so the volume button works. But today I'm going to do a review on this cabinet. And I have the riser, of course, as you can see right there. But I don't need a riser to play this, but I just have it there anyway, just to make it look more like an arcade machine. And I am going to review this particular cabinet today. So I'm going to explain the controls. Now, when you are selecting any of the games, and of course there is a menu screen right there, you have to press A to select the game. Now, they configured the A as the jab button. So when you press the jab button, that means you have selected your game. And of course, left and right, as you can see by the reflection, moves the game to which game you want. Oh, and by the way, there are a couple of things you got to know. Once you press the A, it will take you to a menu, and of course it will say press this to continue. But it also says that if you hold this for 5 seconds, it will take you back to the menu screen. But it also says if you hold this button for 5 seconds, that it will take you right back to the game. And unfortunately, I don't have any game set up, but I will be having games set up. But I just wanted to explain how the menu setup is and how to pick each game and how to go back to a game whenever not. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to play each game for all of you guys. And I'm going to talk about some of the problems as well. Alright, now it's time to play the first game. And I'm going to try my best to play the game. Especially how I have this angled. I like Ryu. Why I'm sucking, because holy angle. That's alright. That one. No, he got me. Alright, if I want to play 2-player, I hit the 2-player button.
Round 1.
That's why you better practice. There we go. I usually throw my opponent. There we go. I think that was my problem before when I was playing this. I'm going to turn this down slightly, so that way you can hear me. Yeah, this is good because you have at least a two-player option. I didn't move. Alright. Go to the menu screen. I'm holding the one player button. Go to Super Street Fighter 2. I have to hit the Jag button just to select it. Hit the one player button to go to it. And I'm going to play on. I think I will be my favorite boss. He's my favorite of the bosses. This is why. It's Psycho Crusher. Got him. See, that's my favorite move of his, the Psycho Crusher. Oh, the problem with this one game, unfortunately the other game has the same problem, it's the sound. But there is a workaround. I'd like to get that fixed eventually. Bang. You jerk. It's the only downside with dang nabbit. Oh well, that was just a test anyway. Okay, I can play two-player on that too. The only problem is the sound. There's only one sound channel on it. It's the same with Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. But there is a way to actually fix that problem. And I'd like to eventually get it fixed. So that way I can have perfect sound on every single game. This one's the hardest, by the way. It's so intensely fast, you gotta be good. This is probably the hardest game out of all the three that I've played. You know when I played this for the very first time? On Arcade1Up. This is considered the best Street Fighter 2 game on the block. So I knew I was going to lose that. Alright, I'm going to try it again. I don't really care. The only problem with continue on this, you can't face Akuma. Oh yeah. Oh, I knew it was going to suck there. Got him. I did it. Yeah, I'm not really good at the game, but oh well. Yeah. And I didn't play Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo until I played it at Walmart through the Arcade1Up machine. Alright, so that's how the games are. They are available on this machine. I'm being the... Oh well. Alright, so now you know what the games look like. So now, I'm going to show you some more improvements that I'm going to be doing eventually. Now, even though I do like this thing, there is a few issues. For one thing, the ball top comes off when I'm trying to play Street Fighter. And I'm going to replace these with bat tops. So that way they won't loosen and I will have no problems playing Street Fighter 2. Now, one of the issues originally was with the volume switcher. The good news now, and I did my update about it, the volume switcher works properly. And of course, before I even assembled this, one of the big problems with the Arcade1Up cabinets in general is that the control panel's paint would rub off. And thankfully 1UP changed all of that with actually making these so that way they protect the paint. Now I have been doing experiments, so as a result only the paint from near the screws are coming off. But it isn't too bad though. Besides that, the rest of the paint has not rubbed off at all. And you can thank this plastic for that. But now for the biggest issue. The biggest issue is the audio isn't perfect. Now the audio is perfect with Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. It's not perfect with Super Street Fighter 2 and Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Only one of the audio channels is actually working. And that's because Arcade1Up unfortunately only had one audio channel for this. But surprisingly enough, there is a fix where you can get both audio channels. Yeah, there is this fix online in which you can do, and it's on eBay. And if you're interested, if you have one of these things and you're interested, I can always give you the eBay listing. I'm eventually going to do that, so that way I can have perfect audio with all three games. See, that's the only problem with it, and it's the biggest problem. But the good news is there is a fix. So when you do all the fixes, you get a perfect Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition arcade cabinet by Arcade1Up. So with all the fixes and all the stuff that you can do, that removes all the flaws. So there's no question about it. I'm giving Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition arcade cabinet by Arcade1Up a green card. Especially when there's fixes out there. If there was no fixes, then I don't know if I would give it a highly recommendation. But with the fixes, it's highly recommended. And you can find this for cheap now. It used to be, I think, $300. I think you can get that for less nowadays. So if you can find this, definitely get it. You might have to do some fixes, but once you do all those fixes, there's hardly any flaws. And you will have a lot of fun playing this, like I have. I've been doing experiments with this thing, and I will be explaining what the experiments are in the near future. But for right now, this was just a review of the Arcade1Up Street Fighter II Champion Edition arcade cabinet. And I hope you all enjoyed. More reviews are coming. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Happy gaming.